The art of failing, a pastime that flat earthers have perfected over the ages. They are now so good at it that their appeal to include failure in the 2024 Olympics as a sport is gaining traction. What a sight that would be. Hello all and welcome along to another episode of Flat Earth Friday with me, Simon Dan. Thank you very much for joining me. Yes, it's your favourite time of the month, Flat Earth Failure Time, episode 15 no less. But before we begin, a quick nod to the sponsors of today's video, Surfshark VPN. Surfshark is a VPN service that makes online privacy protection easy and attainable, encrypting all internet traffic sent to and from your devices, and ensuring that your IP addresses remain hidden to make sure nobody can see what you do online. On top of that, they block ads, trackers, malware, and phishing attempts. And unlike other VPN services, you can use it on as many devices as you like simultaneously. I personally spend as much time online as I do sleeping, about 6 to 8 hours a day. The internet knows a lot about us, which is why we should care about our online data. Have you ever seen an online ad or banner that makes you think, oh, someone's listening to my conversation or reading my mind? That is how your online data is being used against you. Use Surfshark so that you are resistant to that sort of online targeted advertising. Click on the link in the description or go to surfshark.deals/SimonDan and use my code SimonDan to get 85% off and an extra 3 months free today. Right, back to my Flat Earth Fail Compilation 15, and we are starting today with a video response from a video that I made on our good old friend Mitchell from Australia.
Wow. I'm Mitchell from Australia, and this is the end of Lie Man Dan.
Dun dun dun!
Now, we've all seen star trails, and this is claimed to be caused by Earth rotating, which I've already thoroughly debunked, because when viewing stars in the inertial reference frame, they should not move.
Except you didn't debunk it. You incorrectly assumed that a ballistic path and hovering were the same thing.
But rather than have a bit of humility and concede this is true, Lie Man Dan has now claimed we can see star rotation from the ISS, which he is now going to have to concede that that is a fraudulent claim.
Except for the fact that it's not.
Because I'm about to show how fake this image is on so many different levels. But firstly, we do not even need to go into this image to prove that anything from space is fake.
Oh really, Mitchell? Please do tell. Cue the Nathan Oakley parroting.
The Glober's goal here is to give us a red herring to argue if star trails are even possible from the ISS, because anything from space is a second law of thermodynamics violation.
No, it's not.
Violating a natural law is not possible.
Except we aren't violating it here.
Space is claimed to be a vacuum, and the air we breathe here on Earth would absolutely increase in entropy and fill the available space. So we already know that this image is faked, but the vast majority of people are not yet at this understanding, because most people still believe they are firmly on a rotating globe flying through space.
Yeah, it's called reality, Mitchell.
And that is who Simon Dan is targeting with this fraudulent image. So I'm going to break it right down for those people. The ISS is claimed to be falling around the Earth. This is not controlled flight or trajectory. It's definitely not in lockstep with the claimed rotation of the Earth, like globers say that planes, balloons and drones are. There is no doubt that the ISS is not in the rotating reference frame of the Earth. It is in the inertial reference frame.
Okay, the ISS does not orbit at the same speed that the Earth rotates. No issue there. But if we talk about the orbit of the Earth around the Sun and its position on the local galactic arm, then both the ISS and Earth are in an inertial reference frame.
Globers claim that star rotation is due to Earth rotation, but the ISS is not in the rotating reference frame, so the ISS should never, ever see any stars moving. It's in the inertial reference frame, remember?
But those stars are incredibly far away, and I stated that the ISS creates its own star trails based on its axis of rotation as it orbits the Earth.
So seeing any star trails from the ISS is absolutely impossible. Right, Sleeping Warrior?
Simon Dan, you cannot have circumpolar star trails from the ISS when they're in the inertial frame of reference.
But did I say they were circumpolar star trails? Check out this picture from the ISS. Absolutely awesome. And look, star trails. The stationary points in this image are not the North or South Pole, just arbitrary points about the ISS's axis of rotation. No, I didn't, so you can hush up, Sleeping Warrior.
But to go any further, we need to beg the question that there is a globe and the ISS is travelling around it at 17,000 miles per hour, which is one orbit every 90 minutes. But by judging by the length of the star trails, it would have taken over an hour to get this footage, by which time the ISS should have completed almost a full orbit of the globe. There is no way those stars are still going to be in the frame of the camera by the time the ISS gets all the way around the other side of the globe.
Incorrect. According to the astronaut that took this photo, this was an 11-minute time lapse. In order to get star trails as long as that on Earth, you would need around a 90-minute time exposure.
But what else can we see in this image? Well, let's look at the ground. There are some very clear, distinct lights. Whether they're cities or lightning, they are still motionless. But right next to them, and running through them, there are light trails from the ground. Remembering that this footage had to be taken for over an hour, covering the majority of the globe's surface, it's not possible to have those stationary lights there, right next to light trails.
Now, if you look at the caption under the image, it says that it's a composite photo. Now, that doesn't mean fake. It means they've overlaid the photos of the lightning on top of the Earth, just as a way to show everything that you could see from the ISS.
So does anyone still believe that this image is real? Well, the lies don't stop there from Simon Dan, because look down the left-hand corner. There's even plane trails.
Plane trails, good one. Those are satellite flares, Mitchell. And why would they be on that photo, Mitchell? Ah yes, because satellites are real and space isn't fake.
Yes, plane trails from 250 miles up. So regardless if the globe is real or not, this image is 100% faked.
Well, Mitchell, I do assume that you are, of course, an image expert, correct? Oh, you're not? Right, okay.
It is fraudulent from Simon Dan. He is blatantly lying to everyone and deceiving you all on every level possible. Either you can see this Simon Dan and admit it is a fake image, or just double down on it like all your other globe proof that we've been debunking since you've been making videos.
What makes me laugh is he's put time and effort into making that logo thing. Amazing. What a fail from Mitchell there. Surely that can't be topped. Well, next up to try is Ball Earth is Ball, otherwise known as our old friend Dean Wright. Away you go, buddy.
Hello people. Can you hear me? Up the hills today.
He's on a hill. Brilliant. This'll be fun.
And I'm going to show you a few things. These radio masts up here, they're about 12 miles away. I'll just pan back so you can get some perspective where I am. Look at that. Look at that. Now we're going to zoom back in again. Look at that, hey. You can even go further in if you want. But it gets too tight, so I'm doing it freehand.
Okay, is there a point to this?
Just pan back a bit. That's it. And I'm going to turn right. And then we can see the water. There's a sea there. To see on the other side of the bank some houses here. It's a little bit hazy, I know. But this one's a cracker. Watch this. Just going to pan back. That's about 20 miles away, guys.
Okay, so what?
Where's the horizon, eh? Where's the geometric horizon line?
You're standing on a massive hill, Dean. Go to the base of that hill and then try and film the water. You won't be able to. Wow, this is a monumental fail. The fact that you think this is flat earth proof means you get the gold medal, buddy.
Even at 10 mile, this high up, on top of a Munro here. Just panning across again. There's the river, it's leading into the sea. You could see the bridges earlier on. There you go. There's the Fourth Road Bridge there. Hey, look at that.
His ridiculous excitement that you can see things from a hill is starting to annoy me. Well done, Dean. You've proved that you can see far from the top of a hill. Right, next up is our old foe, Flat Earth Doctrine. He was the guy that did this. Well, he's back on YouTube and he thinks that Earth is getting flatter.
Hey folks, Nathan Roberts here. Hopefully you're doing well. And just wanted to check in real quick and just say that this is a really great opportunity given the unfolding of the plandemic and how so evident it is that mainstream media is colluding with many evil people and propagating many scientific lies, which is why is this much different than even the fallacy of a spinning ball? I mean, this is the same line of thinking.
Yes, how dare they try to minimise the loss of life caused by the coronavirus. Damn them.
I think that the spinning ball obviously is much more nefarious because it's much more subtle. Most people have no clue for the most part about what's going on with that.
Slightly ironic there, Nathan.
For the most part, but I think that this plandemic, many people are now questioning the authorities, and they have a healthier distrust for government officials, scientific authorities, health officials, and this brings up an opportunity, I believe, for us to present biblical cosmology, flat earth, to inquiring minds, people who maybe beforehand, a few months ago, a year ago, they weren't maybe ready to take in this information, but now they may be in a position where, hey, they're willing to consider the information that you've been trying to present to them.
Yeah, no, that's not going to work, matey. These people are still going to think that you're talking poop.
So I just want to encourage you to send them to like my Flat Earth Doctrine.com website. There's a lot of good resources in there, scriptural evidence as well as scientific evidence where the government admits flat earth. There's a web page dedicated to that, a web page dedicated to the biblical scriptures of it. So I'm hopeful that you guys will at least share that information with those people that you care about and love and are hopeful that they won't be deceived by this kind of stuff.
Well, it's good for a laugh, if anything else.
So I'll put a video in the video description, pinned comment. I'll put a link to the web page that goes to the government admits flat earth. I've also got the Operation Oxygen web page, which I'm still having to tweak because I had 30 videos that were embedded on that. And it was all Vimeo videos, a paid subscription, and Vimeo decided to remove all, they just terminated my entire account.
Kudos to you, Vimeo. Well done.
So I have to go back through every single one of those videos and figure out a way to get them to populate on the web page. So it's going to take me some time to get it there, but I will. So please be patient with me. I will get that there. But in the meantime, the earth seems to be getting flatter as more people understand that they cannot blindly just trust anyone who gets a microphone or gets a spot on a television show or on a news broadcast. Everything has to be questioned and should be filtered through the lens of God's word ultimately. But anyways, I thought this might just be a good reminder to maybe try to strike up those conversations with people once again and share some information. Maybe they'll be open to it. Of course, most importantly, that Jesus Christ, he is the way, the truth, the life, and no man comes to the Father but by him. He is the creator, the Lord, and the Savior of us all. All right, I'm going to get out of here. Peace, guys.
Including the ridiculousness of flat earth. Right, one more to go. Who do we have? Ah, yes, it's a guy called Chris the Flat Earther who has some proof for us regarding Polaris. Bloody hell, I'm almost done today.
All right, guys, the red dot in the middle is Polaris, and I'm going to be moving to the south, which is going to be to my right. Polaris is going to decline the same declination that I'm moving. So if I move 10 degrees to the south, Polaris is going to decline by 10 degrees.
If you're going south, as you say, isn't Polaris going higher in the sky in your model? That's not what we see. That's actually the exact opposite of what we see.
If I move 45 degrees to the south, Polaris is going to decline by 45 degrees.
45 degrees. Okay then.
If I move 90, Polaris is going to decline to the horizon.
But it's going up in your perspective, isn't it?
If I move beyond 90, lo and behold, the same thing that happens to the sun and the moon and everything else we observe, including all of the half of the stars in the sky that we can't see depending on where we're standing, are all explained by the parabolic mirror of the sky. And I'm literally moving my camera by 5 inches, okay? The same diameter as the mirror, going back and forth across the mirror. And the shape of the mirror is going to determine the amount of declination.
Sorry, are you postulating that there's a giant mirror up in the sky?
What we're doing here is we are proving the concept that we can be living on a flat surface, a one-sided surface, and observe exactly what we observe. I'm not going around a globe. I'm on a flat table. I'm going back and forth, completely parallel to the mirror, guys. I'm not going behind any curve, but the mirror sky is definitely going to push that sun behind the horizon.
There is no hope. I say again, there is only one geometric shape that exists where you can stand at a certain point, and that point means that the latitude you are on matches the angle to Polaris. That geometric shape is a sphere. Right, there we go, a fantastic Flat Earth Fail compilation this month. Really enjoyed that one. Just enough time to once again thank Surfshark VPN for sponsoring today. Remember, visit surfshark.deals/SimonDan and use my code SimonDan to get 85% off and the first 3 months free. Thanks very much for watching today. If you enjoyed it, I would really appreciate if you subscribed and popped a like on the video too. I've been Simon Dan. Have yourselves a great weekend, and I'll see you Tuesday, where I'll be going after Katie Hopkins. See you then.